Hey guys, good morning. So, I know, super crazy title. Today I kind of want to open up and talk to you about my feelings on divorce and why divorce can be something to be thankful for as opposed to a negative situation that we hold on to. Okay? So, when we make the decision to get a divorce, it's ultimately because when we look at the person, we decide that, or not even we decide, it kind of hits us that no matter what the circumstances, no matter what growth happens, no matter how we change, happiness with that person isn't possible. And that doesn't mean that the love is gone, and that doesn't mean that the other person is a bad person. It just means that happiness and compatibility is not possible. This happens because sometimes people change in relationships. Sometimes people see each other for who they really are in relationships. But I think it comes from an overall acceptance that a person realizes that they want to be happy, that they deserve happiness, and that's not going to happen in the situation that they're in. In society, there are a lot of negative connotations when it comes to divorce. And this, I feel, is because of all the negative emotions that become associated with divorce. For example, if there are children involved, there's the emotions of guilt. There's the emotions of separation and missing a parent or having to adjust to a different situation. There's loneliness. There are just different negative consequences of divorce, which has resulted, or which has resulted in like this huge negative stigma. But the way that I see divorce is as an opportunity for one to claim their life back. So what I want to do is give you guys my 3 steps to being thankful for your divorce. It took me years, literally years, to get to this point. And it was a mental process that I had to go through because I got to the point where I just realized one day that I have not been married to this person for so long. Why am I still thinking of things that this person did? Or why do I still have these hang-ups from a result of what this person did to me or what I experienced with this person? So I made the decision that I wanted to be happy, that I wanted to be cleansed of the relationship. So I decided to be thankful for the situation as opposed to holding on to all the negative from the situation. So yes, 3 steps to being thankful for divorce. So the first step is going to be letting go. Um, During the divorce process or right after, it can be really easy to blame your partner or your ex-partner for all the sadness and everything that you still are holding on to. That can feel good. It can feel like there's a reason, or that is the reason that all of this happened, because this person came into your life. But even though it feels good, it's not necessarily healthy. So I caution everyone against those thoughts, holding on to that negativity of what that person did to you, as opposed to being thankful for what they did to you. And I know that sounds crazy, but when you become thankful for everything they taught you and everything they showed you, then it becomes so much easier to forgive, because that's the ultimate thing that we're working towards. Once we can forgive our ex-partner for what they did to us, or for the relationship in general, because again, just because you divorce someone doesn't mean they're a bad person, doesn't mean they're evil or anything. It just means that the happiness and the fulfillment wasn't there. So once you forgive your ex-partner for whatever had happened, even if it was just how you feel a waste of time, or even if it's just that you feel it was a waste of your time, once you forgive them for that, it becomes so much easier to let go of those negative or those negative feelings that are on the inside. And I believe that when you have negative feelings on the inside, they always manifest. They always manifest onto the outside. So if you don't really take care of those feelings, and if you don't groom them, figure out where they're coming from, and find out ways to get rid of them, they will come out in other relationships. They will come out in your behavior. And why should something that you went through in the past affect how you act and how you think now? Yes, you can learn from it, but it shouldn't it shouldn't allow you to wear like tinted shades towards the future. You can learn from situations without putting a negative spin on things that you encountered in the future. So forgiveness helps a lot with moving on and getting rid of those negative feelings. The second step towards being thankful for divorce, I would say, is to realize how strong and how brave you are as a person. Again, divorce does have a pretty negative stigma in society. And when we tell our friends and our family that we're getting divorced, their reactions, some might be supportive and some may not. Some may accuse you of not trying hard enough. Some may accuse you of being selfish. And when people you love, people who you may need for that support, all of a sudden show you that side of them, or show you that that's how they feel, it can be very, very difficult. It can be very difficult. But when you make a decision for yourself and for your happiness, the strength that it takes to have those conversations, and the strength that it takes to tell the people that you care most about that, hey, this chapter of my life is ending. You made a decision for yourself. And there are so many people who are not at that point in their lives yet where they can do that for themselves. So many people live not worried about the benefit of their own happiness. And you made a decision, you made a choice to pursue your happiness. And that is something to be proud of. That is something to congratulate yourself of. So I think that it's very important that, you cut yourself some slack. It's going to be a very hard process, but it takes a lot of bravery to go through a divorce. No matter how long the marriage, whether the marriage was for 2 years, whether the marriage was for 50 years, it takes a lot to admit to yourself, to your partner, to the people you love the most, that this isn't what it used to be, and I'm changing my life and I'm moving forward. So congratulate yourself and be proud of yourself, because you showed immense strength and you're growing. And the third and final step to being thankful for a divorce is to realize that you have the future. You have the entire future ahead of you. And when you're filing those papers and when you're packing up boxes, getting ready to move out, that part of the equation has not really become clear yet. You're not really thinking about, what happens when it's all said and done. But after you take some time to heal, and after you take some time to get yourself back together, you start to realize that your life is yours again. You got the divorce for a reason. You filed those papers for a reason. There was something about that situation that was making you unhappy. There was something about that situation that was holding you back. And you have shut the door on that situation. And that gives you the opportunity to realize that you have a whole world out there that you can now pursue. You have another chance at happiness. Not to mention that you can look at a divorce as a failed marriage. I see that I now know what marriage truly means to me. I now know what I'm looking for in a partner. I now know what I'm looking for in my future marriage. So it's so exciting to have endless opportunities available to me when, because of fear and because of what other people think, I could have stayed in an unhappy marriage and had no opportunities available to me. And I could have known my fate because I had decided to settle because I didn't want to be brave enough to go forward with claiming my life back. So realize that you are free, and all those feelings of dread and regret and anxiety that you may have gotten from your marriage, you can close the door and move forward. And that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. All right, you guys, so those are my 3 tips to being thankful for your divorce. I hope that this has touched somebody. I hope that this has helped somebody. I feel like I articulate myself a lot better through writing, so please check out my blog. I did post a blog post on this topic, and I will put it in the description box. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next video. Bye-bye.